Research has shown us that students who are engaged with the course are more likely to achieve the learning outcomes of that course. But how can we start to engage our students in an online course or before the physical meeting of a blended course? Showing educator presence in the digital learning environment is key. And one approach to start building engagement in this digital space is by offering an educator introduction video. So students start to get a little bit more information about you and start to get to know you. And this is great for reviewing, and especially if they have an opportunity to respond with their own content to start to build and develop that learning community. But as we know, creating video is not always a simple task. So this video aims to offer some practical advice to get you started with creating educator introduction videos. Okay, so first of all, the advantage of creating an educator introduction video is that it's a chance to share some of your personality, some of your expertise, and start to create and forge some of those links with your students to develop that learning community. But how can we do this practically? Now, many people don't feel confident speaking directly to the camera or creating videos. So how can we build that confidence, and how can we create better videos? There's only one way, I'm afraid, and that's by doing it over and over again. So hopefully these tips to get you started quickly and easily will build some confidence and then get you on that path to creating better videos over time. Now, the first key stage is the planning process. So generally you want to keep these videos quite short. Below 5 minutes is ideal for an educator introduction video. And you want to script that first video to make sure you have the key components. It can be tempting just to open the camera, press record and start talking. Unfortunately, this can sometimes lead to a little bit of rambling and longer videos that really don't hit on the key content that you want to get over. A story or narrative approach can also be very useful to keep these videos a little bit more engaging. When it comes to the scripting of an educator introduction video, I tend to cover these 5 areas. So first of all, obviously introducing yourself and maybe where you're from, a little bit of background information. Your experience in the field of teaching or education, and I tend to keep this very general and high level. I don't really go into qualifications at this stage because I really feel students don't care that much about where you went to university or what qualifications you have. They care more about the experience that you're bringing. Also, your education philosophy gives them an insight into maybe some approaches that they can expect to see. So if, like me, you're a social constructivist, students can then expect to see some social interaction in their sessions, some active learning, and some scaffolding and supporting throughout their journey. I think your interests in teaching and your discipline are nice to share in this video to show the student that you are passionate about what you're teaching and to hopefully get them excited in the subject as well. And finally, I tend to share something personal with the student, something that resonates with me, but still keeping it professional. So it may be a quote or an approach, for example. So once you've gone through the planning phase and you come to create this video, there's a couple of things to consider. One is eye contact with the camera is a tricky skill to develop, and again takes a little bit of practice looking directly down this lens. And they say that the camera adds a certain amount of pounds, makes you look bigger. I've actually found that the camera takes something away. It takes energy away sometimes. So when shooting a video, I try to add a little bit more energy, overemphasize certain things, maybe overemphasize the hands, and try and keep it a little bit more engaging. And the real key here is to practice. If you shoot a video and you think it's gone okay, it's a good idea to shoot it again, just to have that extra footage. Or to keep practicing. If you're talking to the camera and you make a mistake, just pause, let a few moments pass, and continue speaking. That mistake can be edited out later. So rather than keep stopping and starting, just continue with one kind of continuous shot. And when it comes to the actual shooting, it's a good idea to have a dedicated microphone. There's no PC or laptop that I've discovered so far that has a good quality microphone. So dedicated microphone is key. Framing your shot is also a consideration. Consider the lighting, for example. Always have the lighting behind the camera coming onto your face. If the lighting is behind me, then the camera will adjust and darken. So we'll get a very kind dark image. So lighting behind the camera coming onto your face, natural lighting if possible. If you're shooting on a phone, remember to keep it in the landscape mode because that's the dimensions of our screens. So just some other tips to consider are that software like Loom helps you create these videos quickly and easily and have supporting visual material like these slides that I've used today. When using slides, again, it's important to keep them as simple as possible. Don't overclutter them, don't put too much information. Let your narrative do the work and just let the images support the narrative. Okay, so I hope these tips are useful and I look forward to seeing your Educator introduction videos in the future.